Peace, everybody. My name is Cassey Mapp-Ahmed. I am so honored to speak with you today about Village Sis Doula, LLC. I am the CEO and founder of Village Sis Doula, LLC. Do you know what a doula is? A doula is someone who provides physical, emotional, spiritual, and most importantly, educational support to those who are pregnant and about to give a baby into the world. Now, Village Sis Doula, I am one sister in the village who is a doula. What does that mean? You might have heard it takes a village to raise a child. So bringing that village perspective back. So we have different doulas in the village. We have different herbalists, different business owners. So we all support each other to help each other. So I'm so honored to be here to speak on your career day because we're going to need all of you as part of the village to help improve the health and wellness of our community. So, Village Sis Doula. I am one sister in the village who is a doula, but we have many people in the village who are doulas, who are nurses, who are midwives, who are doctors. So it takes every person's talents to really, really support the health and wellness of the community. Now, I'm going to answer some specific questions. I did share with you what a doula is. A doula is someone who provides physical, emotional, and spiritual support as well as education, okay? So what does that look like? There are different types of doulas. I am a doula who is a birth doula. So I am there in the hospital or at the person's home with a doctor to help them to bring the baby into the world, okay? So that's a birth doula. Then you also have a postpartum doula. That is a doula who comes to the parent's home to provide support for the person to heal. So you may prepare traditional foods, traditional drinks, help to explain how to breastfeed or chest feed the baby, ensuring that the person who gave birth gets plenty of rest and fluid, and help them to understand how to bond with their baby and how to bond with their partner. So that is a postpartum doula. You also have a bereavement doula, and I'm also a bereavement doula. So you may have someone who is pregnant and who is going to give birth, but sadly, the baby may have died inside of the person, or as soon as the baby was born, it died. So therefore, providing support for that family and providing a plan of the steps that they can take to make that process easier for them. So we have a birth doula, we have a postpartum doula, we have a bereavement doula. I'm also a fertility doula. So for individuals who may want to have a baby, who plans to have a baby 10 years later, I provide the information to them of what they should have in their diet, what type of test they may ask the doctor for them to take, what type of exercise is good for you, what type of vitamins and supplements to take to make your body as healthy as it can be for you to be able to have a healthy baby, and for you to be healthy to take care of the baby, and for you to have a healthy family to really care, protect, and love that child in the happy home, okay? I'm also a health coach. Therefore, I help people, I speak with people and listen to people to help them become healthier. I don't tell them what to do to be healthier, but they tell me what their challenges are, and then together we brainstorm how or what they can do to make themselves healthier, okay? So I typically do that before or during pregnancy, but this is something that's provided to males and females or whoever needs that support. You don't even have to be pregnant to have that type of support. So there are different types of doulas with types of trainings. Now the different trainings as a doula, they have different certification trainings. So one training I had gone to, it lasted for 2 days, about 8 hours for 2 days. And during that time, we learned about different techniques to do with the patient. So when they're giving birth, the pain is not so intense, bad. They also gave training of learning some medical terminology. They also provided training of what different cultures do when they are preparing to give birth. So history, so the science, so the technique, the medical terminology, how to be emotionally intelligent. That is a way of being emotionally sensitive and aware of how other people may be feeling and how to communicate, okay? So there are different trainings you can take. Typically they're about 2 days and 8 hours long. And then to become certified, you have to have that experience. So you have to have that experience of being with the mother who is going to deliver during birth, before, and after. There's also different books you have to read. So the same things that you would do in school when you're learning math or learning science, you have to read the books, you have to do projects, you have to do reports to make sure that you have that knowledge that's needed for that patient to have the best and healthiest experience possible, okay? My career transition. Well, my career transition as a little girl, I love science. I love learning about how the body develops inside of a pregnant woman. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. So I said I want to do something with science and also something that has to do with human development. So I said, aha, I want to be a pediatrician. So I went to school, I majored in biology. I also majored in chemistry and graduated with honors. I was going to go straight to medical school. I knew I was. Then I had to take the MCAT, right? It's a medical comprehension admission test. It's a very intensive test to test all the knowledge you have had in chemistry, biology, so many different topics. This test is pretty long. This test, it keeps changing, but I believe it was like 5 hours or 7-hour test. But after taking that test, if you score very high and you volunteered in different areas to see if this is really what you want to do, you go to medical school interviews. So I went to different medical school interviews, really excited. But then I decided that I did not want to go into treatment of patients, but I wanted to go in prevention. So that means somebody may come in and have a heart attack, right? I want to help that person before they get a heart attack. So therefore, their diet, the exercise, the stress. So I mastered, and I have my master's in public health, okay? Public health is just what it sounds like. It's really, really, really improving the health of the public, the health of the community, right? So there's different people who specialize in different areas to help the health of the community, the public health, improve. Now, my focus and concentration was community health. So learning different evidence-based techniques to improve the health of the community. Okay, so I also worked in a clinical laboratory, right? So I used all my knowledge from biochemistry, biology, microbiology, inorganic chemistry, and I worked in a clinical laboratory. And I worked in immunology, right? So what does that mean? That is taking tests to see how certain allergens, such as like, if you're allergic to bananas, I can test to see if you're really allergic to bananas. So I worked in a lab, right? But I decided, look, I don't want to be in a lab for 8 or 12 hours a day. I want to talk to people. So with public health, I'm working in the community with the public to improve their health. I work with the government, I work with the county, but then I realized that I wanted to have the freedom, that means the flexibility, to really do the different things that working with my community would really improve their health and wellness. It is very important to really actively listen to the people in the community who you want to work with. Now, working with the government and county, they have a lot of guidelines of what specifically has to be done for working in that corporate area. So I decided to build my own company called Village Sis Doula, LLC. And I will say again, I am one sister in the village who is a doula, but we have many doulas in the village. We have doctors, we have midwives, we have nurses, we have urban farmers, so many different people in the village, but we work together to improve the health and wellness of our community. Now, my favorite part of my career, I would say as a doula, my favorite part of my career is seeing that child that I assist with bringing into the world through the pregnant parent, seeing that child 3 years later. There is a special bond that is developed between the child that you work with that is born into the world. As they grow up, there's a special bond because you have been literally with that child from the beginning. The best piece of advice I would give to you is really understand or find out, what do you love? What do you love? Okay. You may start out and say, I love animals and want to be a veterinarian. But it is okay for you to later on discover, no, I don't want to be a veterinarian. I want to be a teacher. So continue to learn. No one can take away the knowledge that you gain, but the knowledge that you gain throughout the whole process of your career will just add on to the career that you find that really bring you happiness and really bring you joy, okay? So, advice to share with you. My advice for you is, if you, for an example, if you love science and you love human development, really learn what type of careers are out there. When I was 10 years old, I didn't know about a doula. When I was 10 years old, I didn't know about kinesiology. I mainly knew about doctors and nurses, but there are so many different medical professions, medical careers. You can work in a lab. You can be a therapist, a psychiatrist. There are so many different areas that you can go into in the medical field. So therefore, keep your mind open. Always ask questions, because when you ask questions, that is how you learn. So it has been an honor to speak with you today on Career Day. I am so happy to be able to speak with you about Village Sis Doula. My name is Cassey Mapp-Ahmed. If you have any more questions about what Village Sis Doula is and what I do, please feel free to reach out to me and I will share my contact. with the beautiful person who invited me to speak. And one last question I want to answer is, what does a typical day look like for me? So right now, everything is virtual. So I have a virtual schedule where my clients can contact me on 2 days of the week. So what I do with one client is, throughout her pregnancy, I periodically check in virtually. I also provide education for her of what is occurring, the changes that are occurring in her body. What are some suggestions of what she can eat, what she can't eat? What are some exercises for her? Also, what is some type of support I can give her to make her feel better, to make her feel happier, to make her feel loved? I'm also there to provide resources. So if she needs a car seat, where can she go to get assistance to help her get a car seat? Or if she needs someone to help her teach her son in virtual school, where can she go to get a tutor? So a doula is truly someone who provides that physical support, that spiritual support, that emotional support, and most importantly, education. So it has been a blessing to speak with you. My name is Cassey Mapp-Ahmed, and I am the CEO and founder of Village Sis Doula, LLC. And remember, always ask questions, and you can be anything you want to be. Thank you.